But when you go to one lender that's going to pull from Experian, then one that's going to pull from Equifax, and one that's going to pull from TransUnion, what it does is, because it's reporting to each bureau as one inquiry, now we can go out and do the same thing. So I just gave you how we can go out and get 3 cars, 1 inquiry. We can repeat that process 3 to 4 times, or technically what it is once you see your limits start dropping, then you can call and ask, hey, why are my limits starting to drop? And what they will literally tell you is, we see that you have a new bunch of credit cards. At that point, most people don't know that you can remove inquiries that are on the business side, whether approved or not. Right? When it comes to personal funding, we do not ever remove inquiries on open accounts. Right? When it comes to the business, we can, because by law, anything that's on the business side should not be reporting to your personal credit unless you default, which, if you're listening, we're responsible entrepreneurs. We're not defaulting. Fact. So because we know this, we've went out, let's say on round 1, we just got 9 credit cards. Okay, let's say we only average 10,000 a credit card. You're looking at 90,000 in funding. I just taught you that we can remove the inquiries, then we can go out and get more funding for our business. This is called creating the maximum amount of leverage, right? You're gonna have problems in life, but money should never be one after learning this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get back to the episode very, very soon, but I'm here with my guy Darius Benders and Dion Coopwood, and they have a 5-day challenge coming up that we got to tell you about. Fellas, let them know what you got for them.
Listen, all you got to do is go to credit2cashplay.com. This is going to be the most amazing 5 days that you're going to be able to spend with us. We're going to show you how to turn credit into cash. We're going over personal credit, business credit. We're going over funding. Darius, tell them what we got for them, man.
We're going to be getting y'all funded live. We're going to be helping y'all increase y'all credit scores anywhere from 50 to 100 points. Listen, you cannot afford to miss it. All right, make sure you beat us there, don't meet us there.
Listen, only way you won't show up is if you just don't like money. I think y'all like money.
Come on now. Listen, make sure I go ahead and check out the challenge, but without further ado, back to the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Marvin Francois Show, your number one source for all things business, finance, and investing. And today is a very special day because our guests today are 2 of the most prominent leaders in the credit space today. In one chair, you have a man who has helped entrepreneurs access anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000 in business funding to start, grow, and scale their businesses through the free value information he's provided on platforms just like this. In the other chair, you have a man who has helped hundreds of thousands repair, rebuild, and restore their personal credit using a software he's created that has made accessing good credit easier than it's ever been before. And together, these men have come together to provide clarity where there was once confusion, to provide confidence where there was once concern, to provide confirmation where there was once conflict, but above all else, they've come together to allow their influence to impact viewers just like you so that you can dominate the decade from this point moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Boston, Massachusetts, and Chicago, Illinois, I'm here with the one, the only, Mr. Dion Coopwood, and my guy, Mr. Darius Benders. What's going on, family? How are you?
Good, man. Blessed. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that intro was amazing.
No. Hold on, wait. I don't even know what's going on with that intro.
Hey, listen, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Listen, man, you got entrepreneurial royalty. I got to roll out the red carpet. Make sure y'all set, bro. How are y'all, bro? How's everything?
Blessed, man. Blessed and highly favored. Can't complain.
Beautiful. Dion, what about yourself?
All good, man. The family is good. The wife is good. Man, my mom is good. I can't complain. How you, bro?
Listen, I'm blessed and highly favored, but if I was any better, I'd probably be the both of y'all. Listen, man, I'm excited because number one, y'all are TMFS alums because y'all been here before.
Yeah,
absolutely crushed each of your individual episodes. When I got the call from Dion, ladies and gentlemen, that these 2 gentlemen want to come back, not do their own individual episodes, but want to come on together.
Yeah,
I said clear the schedule.
Yeah,
I moved every single meeting. I said I don't want to record no other videos. I gotta lock in because I know this is about to be some game on top of game, on top of game, on top of game. So I'm extremely excited to have y'all come back here. You know, I'm all about providing as much value to the people as possible. Like I said, you guys came here and crushed your individual episodes. So I'm extremely excited to see what this episode is going to be and how we can ultimately free the people, right? Because that's the most important thing. But before we get into the game, I want to get some people familiar who aren't familiar. So for those who don't know, let's get them to know, right? Who exactly is Mr. Dion Coopwood and Darius Benders?
Yep. Dion Coopwood on social media platforms at Mr. Phenomenal Power. I'm the gentleman who helps entrepreneurs and individuals start, grow, and scale any business by way of leveraging credit. But more importantly, I've been able to create a software that has been helped tens of thousands of individuals really put themselves in a better financial position so they can become a homeowner, so they can go get their dream car and just ultimately take care of their family and live the dream life that they want to live.
I love it. I love it. What about you, Darius?
So as you introduced, my name is Darius Benders on all social media platforms, and what we do is we truly help entrepreneurs start, grow, and scale by means to leveraging business funding. And a lot of people don't understand that most businesses fail, and it's typically 9 times out of 10 the same reason. They run out of capital. So whether you're looking to start your business the right way, or you're at that level where you're looking to really grow or scale that thing, you need money to be able to put into things like marketing. So we've really been focusing and helping a lot of entrepreneurs around the world just be able to get to that next level.
I love it. I love it. And like I said, both of you guys individually have just done so much work in the community where we talk about providing free value information around any and all things personal credit and business credit. But now, from what I understand, y'all have come together. Y'all have joined forces to take it to another level that most of us have never even seen before. I know y'all have a challenge coming up. Talk me through it. Walk me through it. What exactly is this challenge that we're putting together for the people?
Yeah. Well, so the challenge is called Credit to Cash. And essentially what we're doing is showing people how to turn their credit into cash. People don't understand how to get access to, capital. So we're going to show them how to do that. People don't understand that the importance of having excellent and or good credit so that way they can leverage it. So we're going to show them how to do that. And ultimately, when you get access to capital and cash by way of good credit, we're going to show you how to actually go out there and turn it into some real hardcore cash. Like how to take your credit and actually turn it into cash so that way you can go ahead and take care of your family and do the things you want to do in life. And so I felt like, hey, I can impact the people all I want, by myself, and Darius could do the same. So we decided we wanted to come together so that way ultimately we can impact people on a greater scale at a higher level, because we feel like it's better to collaborate rather than compete. And there is currency in collaboration. And so we know that if we get together, we can impact more people and help more people make more money at a faster pace.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Understanding is what he said is like collaboration is the new currency, right? And he does great things on his own. I do great things on my own. But really, just bringing as many people as together, and really, just being able to feed off each other's talents and really just maximize on the amount of impact that we can have on the people and just love on the people at a higher level. So
I love
because here's the beautiful part. Like, this ain't the first time we collaborated. This our second go round,
right? Because
we did so well the first time and we impacted so many people the first time. We was like, we can't not do this again. And it's, for me, when I look at the industry, we look at the financial literacy industry in its whole, I see a lot of people doing a lot of stuff by themselves.
Right.
Like, everybody I want to go do this, I want to go do that. And it's never nobody is really teaming up or getting together to try to figure out how they can provide free value. And so that's what we've been doing. Like, we've been hosting free calls back to back, week in and week out, trying to find ways to just get better at impacting people.
Right.
Yep.
I love that. So let's dive a little bit more into that, right? Because like you guys said, collaboration is the new currency, collaboration over competition. We hear that so often on social media, but very rarely do we ever truly see it, right?
Yep.
But you guys are a living, breathing example of that in real time. Both of you are in high-level entrepreneurial circles. You're talking to people that are doing 7, 8, 9 figures and beyond. Why do you think it's so difficult in today's day and age for a lot of entrepreneurs to see what y'all are seeing and say, I mean, I'm doing all right by myself, but how much more could I do if I partnered up with this person or with that person and took things to another level?
Yeah. When I look at it, for me, it's more so about ego. And so when I look at myself, and I had to make that decision to, collaborate rather than compete, I said, well, rather than me focus on my ego, it's going to be about we go.
Let me set up.
So we can go together further than I can go by myself. And so, I had to put my ego and my pride to the side, man. And, that's how I've gotten to the position I am today.
Right.
Like, I remember moving to Atlanta and not knowing nobody. And I said, I got to find some people that I can move and that I can shake with. And, connected with people like Will Rivera, David Omari, Darius Benders, Jarrell Dinkins, just people who I know that are performing at a high level that I could connect with. Heck, Tyjon Rashad, just to name a few people. These are the people that I was able to connect myself with who, some of them were doing better than me at that time. Some of them were probably at the same level. But us working together, we were able to get where we wanted to go faster together than alone. Because now you think about being in a group chat and you about to go to sleep and somebody say, hey, look, I just made $200,000 today. You gotta I was just about to lay my head on the pillow.
I woke up.
And now I gotta get back up.
Yeah.
I got work to do. I'm missing something. But then here's the beautiful part. I can ask, what are you doing? that maybe that I'm not doing to get the results that you've gotten. And then if you give me the answers,
Right.
I can now change some things up, switch some things up, and I can go run that same play the next day or two
Right.
to impact people.
Right.
And now I made 200,000 rather than me trying to figure out by myself. Because we hear this too. We hear people say, well, why y'all charge people when I can go to Google, I can go to YouTube? Where if you can go to Google, you go to YouTube, then you would already be rich if that was the case.
Come on now.
Right?
Right.
And so when you collaborate with people, when you connect with people, when you're in the same room and you're able to have high level conversations, you can get to your current destination. You get to your destination from where you're currently at a whole lot faster.
Facts.
And so for me, it don't even make sense for me to collaborate. I don't want to compete with nobody. Even when I created my software, I said, I need to figure out a way where this software is going to allow me to connect with more high level, high performing people in the credit space so we can impact people at a higher level. That was my thought process going into this. I didn't think to myself, well, how can I figure out something where only I can educate people? Listen, it's only one me.
Yeah.
But if it's 10 of me, then we can go greater, we can go farther, we can impact more people at a higher level. So I don't want to keep nothing to myself. I can only do so much. So I'm not going to worry about what Darius is doing and what Marvin is doing. What I'm doing is I'm going to help figure out how can I add value to what y'all doing.
I love that. I love that.
No, I think to what he said, it's all about finding the right people, right? So I think a lot of times you don't see a whole lot of collaboration because when you think about 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure earners, typically there's a certain level of focus and intentionality, and I feel like most people don't feel like other people kind of can meet that expectation. So when you do get around other people who are killing it in the industry, it becomes easier, right? Like his work ethic, sick. My work ethic, he know I'm always working. So when we come together, it really doesn't take much because he already who he is. I'm already who I am.
Right.
So we can serve the people at a super high level. So I always think it's just about finding the right people, putting your ego aside, and really, being able to come up with a vision that can impact the masses. So we've been able to do that so far. I think on our last challenge we did, we funded almost $1 million.
Stop.
Yep.
Just let it breathe.
Yeah.
Let it breathe.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I heard what I just heard correctly.
Yep.
Say that again, but say it slow. Go
On
ahead.
our last challenge, we funded almost $1 million. And it wasn't even just $1 million that was crazy. We had people live on the calls crying, talking about how it had changed their lives. We got people now making $5,000, $10,000 a month. We got people that's, closing on houses in foreign countries because they've been able to learn this information, which they weren't taught in school.
Right.
They tapped in with us in the opportunity that we had. And it's really just been super dope for not just us to see, but to see that the impact is having in their lives.
But then think about this too on a whole nother level, because that's great funding people. We were able to help people get credit score increases. We talking about 100+ points.
Come on now.
So you talk about spending 5 days with somebody and you actually truly get a result. Because when you put together a challenge, that's exactly what it is. I'm challenging you to show up to be who you are today, but leave a different person you are tomorrow. That's different.
That's it.
And this is why when you look in the industry, most people are not collaborating and most people are not running challenges because they actually can't impact people like that. They don't have the recipe. They don't have any real true value to give the people, let alone sustain the audience for 5 days straight. We did that. And we did that. We seeing credit score increase. We're seeing people just clapping and thanking us and applauding, but more importantly, thanking themselves because they showed up.
Yeah.
Because they're not the same person when they left us.
Right.
Like they're doing different things. And so it just was a beautiful thing. And so when you can find, like he said, somebody that you can not only just collaborate with, but compete with from a healthy perspective, because we compete. We're trying to figure out how we can get better every single day, not just for ourselves, but for each other so that way we can impact, the people. But it's a beautiful thing, but you got to find the right people to connect with too.
1,000%. 1,000%. I absolutely love that, man. So, but of course, we're going to get into the free value information and really giving these people the game on top of game. But where can they go about and find out the challenge before we get into that? What's the link for the website?
Credit2cashplay.com. That's credit how it's spelled, the number 2, cash how it's spelled, PLAY.com.
I love it. Let's go. So, without further ado, man, can we get into the game?
Let's get into the
You
game.
sure? I want to be respectful. Can we get into the game? You
Let's get
sure?
into the game.
Look,
Get
y'all.
it.
One of the things you mentioned, Dion, and I couldn't let you come on here without us talking about it.
Yeah.
You talked about your software.
Yep.
Yeah, let's dive into the software. We're gonna get to the fun, I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
But we gotta talk about the software.
Got to get them
first.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know too many brothers with their own software.
Yeah.
I just don't. I look
Crazy.
high and I look low. I look near and I look far. It's about like a handful of them, right? I want to talk a little bit about yours because when we talk about cleaning credit, the big three that people normally talk about is consumer law, factual based disputing, and then they're essentially Metro 2, right? And even though Metro 2 is an extremely effective way to get negative items removed from their credit report, once again, I look near and I look far, and it seems like you're one of the very few people that's still championing this method of getting your credit where it needs to be so that you can work with a Darius Bennett and go out and get $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 in funding. So before we talk about the software itself, for those who aren't familiar, let's get them familiar. What exactly is Metro 2?
Can I give a little backstory before I talk about what Metro 2 is?
Let's do it, bro. Come
on. Because I think that there are some people that have questions, even based upon just like the introduction and trying to understand, well, how did this gentleman come to the point to where he even created the software?
Let's do it.
Like that's important to know, right? And so the truth behind it is that I remember going to a conference called ClickFunnels. We all familiar with ClickFunnels, right?
Yes, we are.
I went there, and this was roughly about 2 years ago. And I went to a ClickFunnels conference, and I remember one thing stood out to me at the conference, but I was already harping on something else, and I'm gonna get to it. And this is just a beautiful marriage. At the conference, Russell Brunson said, if you don't have a continuity offer or a monthly subscription, you don't have a business. And that hit me. That hit me like a ton of bricks. And I said, well, I don't have anything monthly for anybody to take advantage of, to rather to get me on a high level or to get me on a low level. But a monthly subscription is just something that somebody pay every single month for to, get a service, right? So that hit me. And then I had also at the exact same time, I had just moved to Georgia, where doing credit repair is considered a misdemeanor / not so legal. Right. And so moving to Georgia, I said, I can't do credit repair anymore, and I don't have a continuity, I don't have a business. I said, I got to figure this thing out. And so this is where the drumming up and the thought process and the dreaming and the want to create a software came from. And so, I had the opportunity to create, got introduced to some very awesome developers, and this is where the birth of the software came from. It took me about 7 months. We talking about sun up, sun down. Now, here's the crazy part. They say when you actually love doing something, you will never work a day in your life.
Facts.
So although I worked every single day, sun up, sun down, having conversations with people that were in other countries that was very difficult to understand, I found a love in going through the process of it. And now we can see what has gotten birthed. Obviously, a software that's helping tens of thousands of people across the world take advantage of it. But the reality is that that's where it came from. So I need people to understand it wasn't just like a fly-by-night situation. It wasn't just, this guy's good in tech. I'm not tech savvy. I'm not a tech guy at all.
Right.
I just had a vision that God gave me. I talked about it. And I was able to speak and write down my vision and give it to people who was able to bring it to life, so to speak. So here's how we're at this point to where I have a software that has been helping people. And so when we talk about what is Metro 2 compliance, like you said, we only got 3 sources in order to improve and enhance our credit. Everybody knows factual disputing. The reason why everybody knows factual disputing is because if you go take the National Credit Repair exam, they only teach you factual disputing.
Right.
They don't even speak about no consumer law, none of that like that in there. That's not even in there.
Yep.
They talk about factual disputing. So that's why everybody that does credit repair, that knows anything about credit, they know factual dispute. Now, we as individuals start stumbling upon consumer law.
Right.
We start figuring that out, knowing that we can use the law in order to have our way, in order to, take advantage of being able to get items removed. But to me, I fell in love with Metro 2 compliance and obviously creating software because when I started digging into Metro 2 and what it meant, for those who don't understand and know, Metro 2 compliance, it essentially is a credit report compliance standard that was put in place in 1997 by the CDIA, which is the 3 credit bureaus plus Innovis. And it states that if anything that is being reported to my consumer credit profile does not meet 5 points of compliance, it jeopardizes the integrity of anything that's being reported. So therefore, it must mandatory be deleted. And so the credit bureaus put this compliance standard in place in 1997. We talk about almost 3 decades ago. Why is it that something that's been put in place 3 decades ago, we just not talking about it?
Right.
I'm the person that's having to bring this about. But they say, when you don't want people to know something, you can kind of really put it in plain sight. So y'all can actually Google this stuff.
Right.
I ain't saying nothing that ain't really known. But if this is the third method that everybody has, been kind of noticing and learning about, because I started going on national platforms like the Marvin Francois Show. Shout out to you, brother. Man, listen, I got to get this man his flowers, man. Listen, I need all of the viewers to understand and know that Marvin was in one of my very first interviews.
Yeah.
And so the world was able to get to know me on a larger scale because of you. So I appreciate you for that. And then shout out to my family over there at $1 Million of a Game.
Yep.
My guy Ash Cash on Earn Your Leisure platform. And so I started going and just educating people on what Metro 2 was. And now we're seeing the fruits of the conversation that I've been having with people like you on a national platform that has really truly changed a lot of lives. And so that's what Metro 2 is, and that's the effect that it has, bro.
I love it. And now you've essentially been able to take this method of cleaning credit. You now have your own software where now people can now get access to Metro 2.
Yep.
To wipe their credit report clean and be in position once again to leverage it, whether they want to get a house, whether they want to get a car, whether they want to get funding, right?
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the success that individuals who have used your software, because you got Facebook groups on top of Facebook groups of individuals that's using the software. I'm seeing you post 18 testimonials a day talking about 100 point score increase here, 50 point score. I got a bankruptcy deleted. I said, what's going on over there?
Oh, look.
What's going on over there?
Let me show you. Look, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Listen, come on now. This is a Marvin Francois show.
Look,
I got to see it to believe it, or I ain't believing it.
I can even pull this up. So if you look at this right here, what this young lady say right there? Look, what she say?
I want to make sure I read this.
Just read it.
So this is one of his groups. This is the Metro 2 Monetization Support Group. Been using Metro 2 since December 2023. That just passed.
Just passed. And my score was super low. And looked at my report today and couldn't believe my eyes. I'm ready to help my family and friends. Goodness gracious. She's sneezing on the 700 right now. Yeah. What's her score?
Right now, 696.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Crazy.
So she been using it, what, 2 months maybe?
Crazy.
If that.
Not even really less than that.
Not even that.
Goodness gracious.
Like, I mean, bro, when I say I got results and testimonials, like you could just go through here, you could just slide.
Collection remove.
Come on, look, just go ahead and just slide.
Just collection remove.
Like, I'm showing real stuff. This ain't like, I ain't joking.
52-point jump.
Come on.
10-point jump.
Come on.
Student loans removed.
Come on.
This is better than cracking the 80s, ladies and gentlemen. This is something.
You know what
and
I'm
this is all through Metro 2.
This is all through Metro 2.
All through the software.
All through the software.
So now here's the deal, right?
Yep.
The name of the software is M2 Phenom.
Yep.
We could talk about the software all day, all night.
Yep.
We could talk about it, till the cows come home. I'm the type of person, I'm visual.
Okay.
My audience visual too. They want to see it.
Okay.
Right? They want to be able to see, okay, if this man has what I need to go ahead and get my credit report where it needs to be so I can go out and get this fund and get this house, get this car, he got to show me.
Okay.
Right?
Ain't no problem.
I don't want to put you on the spot. You understand?
No. You all good.
You sure?
Yeah.
You positive?
We could do a quick walkthrough.
I want to go ahead and show these people in real time what this software looks like so that when they leave this episode and they go in to use it, they were able to get it from the man himself who put this together.
I got you.
So they know, all right, cool.
Yeah,
this is what I need to go ahead and do. Can we do that?
Yeah.
All right,
So let's go through a little quick walkthrough real quick.
The biggest risk that most entrepreneurs take is trying to build a successful business without funding. But that risk is a reality for 1 out of every 3 entrepreneurs because their personal credit isn't where it needs to be in order for them to access that capital. Now, the truth is you can close the gap between where your business is versus where you want it to be by leveraging business credit. But if your personal credit report is poor, 99% of banks and lenders are going to deny you from doing so. And I should know, because a couple of years ago, I leveraged my personal credit report to get funding from Chase to start my company. And now that very same company, Takeoff Financial, is serving entrepreneurs just like you that are looking to restore their credit to get access to 5 to 6 figures in funding. So if you want to go from risk to reward, click the link above or below this video to schedule your free consultation so that we can restore your credit and put you in position to access capital to build the business of your dreams.
So if you look here on the screen, man, we got the dashboard. Simple, straight to the point. What we did was we wanted to make the dashboard something super clean, easy to use, so you wouldn't be confused at all, right?
Right.
On the welcome screen, you got the welcome video. And this video is a 3-minute video that would basically just takes a person through, hey, listen, this is how I get started. This is what I need to do in order to go ahead and start using the software. So a simple video there, right?
Right.
After we go to the dashboard, I'm going to go over here, which is one of the most important things, to the right of the screen at the top. If you click this menu button right here, you have your profile, which is just the settings. You set it up, whatever your name is, all of the basic information. You don't have to go through that. But what I want to do is I want to show a person how to actually subscribe to the software so that way they can become a user and they can help themselves and family members. I'm going to break that down. I also want to make sure that you understand what credit reports that you need to use with this software so that way you can actually import your credit report. Then I want to actually show a person how easy it is to actually generate your letter so that way you can actually go ahead and mail them off. Super simple. Might take us 5 minutes maybe, okay?
You sure about that?
That's it. Yeah, it's not
let's
long.
go. Let's see.
All right, so look, first tab here, we got the subscriptions.
Okay.
Which is where a person has to subscribe to the software monthly and become a member of the software in order to use it.
Got you.
So if you want to use the software, you got to subscribe. It is a monthly fee. But now here's the beautiful part about it. If you see, we got 3 different tiers, right? The very first section here, we got individual and family plans. So individual and family plans, essentially what we did was we took the price that would essentially cost an individual to use the software, and we made it where families can use it. So very cost efficient. So give you an example, right here in the bronze package, that says $147 a month. For $147 a month, you can help yourself or up to 4 people.
Okay.
So do the math on that. 147 divided by 4 is $36.75.
Maybe if that. Give
That's
or take.
crazy.
Right.
We're talking about being able to generate unlimited rounds of letters and letters in this particular package. So if it's me, Darius, Marv, and JD, we can all use this package and split the 147.
Come on now. We all paying little 30 something.
Look, $36 a month.
Get our credit
until we
right.
get our desired results.
Right.
So and then guess what? In that package, if I wanted to send, let's say, the letters to the 3 credit bureaus, to any creditors, and any secondary anybody I want to send letters to, I can send out 40 letters. It's still the same $36 for me.
That's it.
You can send 80 letters. You can send 100 letters. He can send. It's the same. It's the same. It doesn't change the price.
Right.
It don't change the price at all.
Right.
So then for $197, you can do up to 8 people. And then look, if you starting up a CRO and you saying, listen, I want to start helping people do this, right? I want to kind of, start making some money doing it. Think about it at $300 a month to have a software that's going to generate the letters for you. You can help 17 people. So let's just say your credit is having challenges. You still got 16 other people that you can go and charge. Let's just say you charge a sum total of $500 per person. We know how to do math.
Right. Come on.
We know how to do math. Because if it was $1,000 a person times 16, that would be 16,000.
Yes, sir.
Half of that is 8,000. So that means that at $297, you can now run a 6-figure credit repair company.
Let me sit up. Crazy.
It's getting hot.
Say what you just said again. I want to make sure I ain't going with nobody's head.
So if you look at paying $297 using the software, you can go and find 16 people, charge them $500 per person, a total sum. That's $8,000. If you do that every single month,
you got a 6-figure credit repair company.
Yeah, a 6-figure credit repair company off paying $300 a month. The profit margin is amazing. It's ridiculous.
It's pretty beautiful.
So when I created this software, I said I wanted to make sure that the price points was almost undeniable. I didn't want to overcharge. I know that the results are going to be good. See, when you create something, you have to think about value, you have to think about customer experience, and you have to think about results.
Right.
Am I providing the people value? Yes. Am I providing customer service and experience? I'm going to show you that the answer to that is yes. And then am I actually delivering results? Metro 2 in this software gets results. So yes, it's as simple as that.
I love it.
So let's look at this, right? We talk about value. We talk about customer support, right? So those are the rate plans. Those are the price points, right? And this is monthly basis. If we go here and we look at, let's just say the support tab. I'm gonna go back to the dashboard so I can make this big. If I go to support tab, I can submit a support ticket.
Okay.
So if somebody's having any issues with the software, and they say, hey, the software glitched on me, I had an error, whatever. Because here's the truth. Just like any other software, you may experience some issues.
Right.
We got to think about it. Me being transparent with the people, this is something that I just launched in March of this year. So we not even, March of last year, we're not even a 4-year old yet. Like we coming up on a 1-year anniversary. So we still experience some things too. So if you're having any issues, you can submit a ticket here. And this is what it looked like. So when you submit a ticket, you can just submit a ticket here. This is what the screen looks like. You can go through the prompts. You can say, hey, listen, I'm having issues with here, there. This is what the screen looks like, right? Then we got a free community that you can join.
Come on now.
So you go to the free community. Let's look at the community looks like. We got over 8,500 people inside of this community.
Come on now.
Whether I'm working on my own credit myself, I've started a CRO, or I'm a CRO owner. I'm a credit repair organization owner. They're in this group. They're having conversations. They're going back and forth. You're able to see real-time people doing real-time thing, giving results. Now, here's another beautiful piece of this.
Talk to me. Inside
of this group, every Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, we do free live training for everybody. Free. So listen, I got questions, I got comments, I got concerns. You can jump on a free training.
Right.
You don't even, this is not a concept where we're offering you something and you're having issues or concerns and you're not getting any help. We got a place where you can go to get help. So you got a group where you can go ahead and ask questions. You can even go in here, you can say let's say if we search for something like bankruptcy, right? We could go in this group and we can search bankruptcy. If we want to see if anybody has ever got even bankruptcy removed, it's all showing it here.
Right.
Bankruptcy, look. Bankruptcy. Look at all this. Bankruptcy. The software works.
Right.
When I say it works, it works. We can do this all day and twice on Sunday, Mark. We can do this all day. If you want to go in here, you want to say, okay, cool, let me delete bankruptcy. Let me look for student loans. I can go in here and I can see who deleting student loans here. Student loans are getting deleted.
So that means we can find inquiry. You sure we can find like hard inquiries too?
Everything is in here, man.
You sure about that?
Everything.
Come on now.
Everything is in here. Repossessions, inquiries, late payments. Everything essentially has the ability to be removed. And it's not about the account type when we talking about can something get removed. It's all about reportability standards. That's what Metro 2 is.
Right.
See, when you look at factual dispute, you're looking at the factual nature of can you verify ownership? Can you verify completeness? Can you verify everything is accurate? We're not necessarily going at that. We're going at the fact that you don't have the ability to even be reporting,
Right.
based upon compliance standard that we put in place in 1997.
Right.
So we're able to get late payments updated, on time deposited, repossession deleted, bankruptcies removed. We're able to get that based upon the way that we're actually challenging. Is that making sense?
Makes perfect sense.
You know what I mean? So when you look at it there, that's our support. Then when you think about going to process, let's just say, well, before we process, let's talk about getting a credit report. So now I'm just going to be transparent.
Talk
This
to me.
software does use Identity IQ,
Yep.
Smart Credit, My Score IQ, and My Free Score Now. Now, we are moving to a place in a space where we're only going to be using My Free Score Now, but as of right now, we can't use all of those. Reason why we're using My Free Score Now is because what they've done is they put together a dedicated report for Metro 2 compliance and for my software.
Very dope.
So I did an agreement with them, and so they're supporting us through the process. So when a person wants to actually get a copy of their credit report, they can go just click credit report here and go right here, and it takes them directly to the screen. They can get a copy of their credit report. So that way, and the software, this is why we're working with them too. We have it integrated where when a person goes and get their credit profile from My Free Score Now, they just type in their username and password, and it automatically imports the credit profile into the software. And now it's imported. We could just now go start the process of actually generating our letters.
Right.
Simple, easy, right? Which is the next step, which is going to be the managed clients. So when we go to the managed client, we go to work area.
Okay.
And we go to work area. This will allow us to show us anybody that we've ever generated. So in this section, if you have a list of clients that you're working with or yourself,
Right.
they'll show here. This is just an example right here where you see where it says Coach V. And then if we go to attack area, this is actually where it shows where we actually do the work.
Stop. Hold on.
Talk to me. Come on.
This is where I'm familiar with this area. We gotta go a little slow because this is important. This is where the money is made right here.
This is where the money made, yeah.
This is where we have fun. You
Yeah, for sure.
understand?
For sure.
Walk me through this.
Okay.
Talk me through this. What am I seeing right now for the
Yep.
people that are watching on this episode to make sure
Yep.
they're crystal? They understand what's going on right now on the screen.
Yeah, so this screen right here is the work area screen, which is the area where you actually can generate your letters based upon a client's credit profile or your personal credit profile that you have updated and imported into the system.
Gotcha.
Once you've successfully done that, you come to this screen, and this is a screen, like you said, where this is where the money is made, this is where the work is done, this is where the magic happens. So on this screen, all we do is essentially select the client, which this here. We select our client, then we're going to select whatever report, and I'm going to walk y'all through this, but we're going to select whatever report that we just probably uploaded and
Gotcha.
imported into the system.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to select the work that we want to execute. Now, this is important too because when we talk about the work, what we've been able to do is essentially when we put together these letters, as opposed to an individual who does factual dispute or maybe consumer law. This is why I love Metro 2 and I love this software. When doing factual dispute or consumer law, we're in a situation to where with factual dispute, we have to point out the inaccuracies and we have to create these letters.
Yep.
There's a lot of copy, a lot of pasting, a lot of putting together.
Yep.
We don't have to do that anymore, right? With consumer law, we have to remember the laws, the rules and regulations that have been broken. From a consumer standpoint, we have to also put together letters and put that in the letter. Whereas with this software, all we got to do is pick the round that we're on, and it's going to generate the letter. Beautiful part. It will organize. This software is going to organize positive accounts versus negative accounts. And then it's going to let you know, hey, listen, do you want to, what are we addressing here, positive or negative? We're going to remove the positive because we want to keep those. Those are good.
Yeah.
It is going to address every negative account, and it's going to dispute it based upon the way that it needs to be attacked and disputed. Simple as that. It's not about the account type. You broke some rules. This shouldn't be reporting.
Right.
We use a compliance standard. Just delete it. Simple as that. And so what I'm doing is here, I'm going to show you here. We're going to select the client. We're going to go with Coach V.
Let's do it.
As an example client.
So this
right?
is a real walkthrough you're doing
This
right now.
This is a real walkthrough.
Oh, I just wanted to go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
go ahead. I ain't meaning to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead,
this is a real
Go
walkthrough,
ahead.
right? We're going to select this individual. This report was uploaded on 1/9/2023. Work to execute, we're going to choose phenomenal,
Okay.
right? And then we're going to go phenomenal round 1. So as you can see, you got 1, 2, 3 different type of letters that you can send. Let me explain this.
Break them down.
Phenomenal is just not as aggressive as opulence.
Okay.
As you go down the list, they get more aggressive.
Okay.
So here's a misconception in the industry that I definitely found out when I got into the industry, which is they say you only go 3 rounds, and then you only supposed to put a certain amount of information per round. Nah, that's not true.
Talk to me.
On here, you can go as many rounds. Well, with credit enhancement, period, you need to go as many rounds as you need to get your desired results.
Correct.
So what I always tell people here is best practice is, again, the only thing you're going to get with Metro 2 compliance is you're going to get stall letters. So if you get a stall letter, you need to keep going.
For sure.
You need to send out your letters between every 30 and 35th day. So don't go outside at 35 days because you risk take yourself outside of what's called the investigation period because the credit bureau's technically got 30 days to investigate, to supposedly respond. Now, whether they respond or not, I'm going to still send my next letter out. So I'm going to be consistent with and persistent where I'm going to send my letters out every 30 to 35 days, and I'm going to keep going until I get my desired results. And then it doesn't even matter how many negative accounts I have, I'm going to put them all on this round. I'm not gonna go only 3 rounds, and I'm not gonna only put a certain amount of negatives. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to attack as much as I can while I can go through the process every single round.
Right.
And then another thing is people just they get impatient. You gotta be patient. You gotta continue to go through the process. We had a client who went 4 rounds, and if he would have got impatient on his 4th round, he wouldn't have got that $1.2 million bankruptcy deleted. So think about that.
Crazy.
We have people who use the software 2 months, and then they say it don't work. It don't work. No, it works. You just didn't work it. I say be patient. I say be consistent, right? So you got to decide what you want to do. And then when we talk about deciding, here's another thing I'm gonna show y'all.
Talk to me.
So when we go one, y'all will learn about this when we go through the letters. I'm not gonna break all this down, but I am gonna keep it super simple. When everything is checked blue, this means that I'm gonna only specifically send letters to the 3 credit bureaus.
Okay.
If I check anything in green, that means that I want to send separate letters to the 3 credit bureaus for those particular items. So if somebody has something that's public record on there, right? If I check this here, I know that at minimum I have at least 6 letters. Because if I have a bankruptcy on there, I'm gonna have all of the negatives go to the 3 credit bureaus, and I'm gonna separate the bankruptcy and send that to the 3 credit bureaus. So that's what the red and the blue and the green. And the red is just saying I'm not gonna send nothing at all. I don't want to attack none of this stuff.
Gotcha.
But we're never going to do that because if it's negative, we need to get it off, right?
Fact.
So when I hit next, the software is going to work its thing. It's going to say, all right, cool, we're ready to generate letters. So now what happens is, if you look down at the bottom right-hand corner, there's an arrow here. This arrow is going to show any negative and or positive accounts.
What does the flashing mean?
So the flashing means that we need to make sure that the creditors and the names still own those particular accounts. That there's legitimacy in where we're going to send the letters to.
Gotcha.
The dark green is positive accounts, so we don't want to attack any positive. I had a student; she deleted her mortgage.
Oh, Father God.
This is how powerful Metro 2 is. but because it was a real on-time paid account that she wanted, it's easy to get added back.
Right.
But I'm just saying, we don't. If you don't take them off, you could risk something that you want there to get deleted, right? So we will go to this button right here that says "Hide positive accounts." You see this right here? We're going to hit hide positive accounts, and then if we hover over it again, it's only going to show the negatives.
Negatives, gotcha.
That's it. So we're going to attack the negatives. Most of the time, when you have stuff that's blinking, the addresses are correct. The system is just saying, hey, just double check me.
Gotcha.
Just make sure I'm on point, right? Now, here's something else that people need to be mindful of. You can, if you want to, you can mail your own letters out. Here's my best practice. Black ink only. Don't do color.
Okay.
And then do double-sided.
Gotcha.
Again, I'm going to say it again. Black ink only.
Okay.
Double-sided.
Okay.
Because with Metro 2, it is going to print it's a lot of
the letters be lettering.
Yeah.
You might get 30 letters.
Yeah.
You might get 40. You might get 40 pages. You never know what you're going to get. And then every letter goes in its own envelope. So if it says 2 letters go to TransUnion, you can't put them in the same envelope. Those are in a separate envelope.
Right.
Okay. Now you also have an option here on the software. If you want to, we have third-party vetted services who run their own printing and mailing services. That's why we put it in called PAMS, PAMS. It's called Printing and Mailing Services.
Okay.
So we got PAM providers inside of the software that will mail for you. So if you choose them as a mailer, like you go here, for example, if I click on here, I could pick Batty, right? And all I would do is just basically enter in my information. And then what's going to happen is Batty and his team is going to email me my invoice on how much it's going to cost for them to print and mail for me.
So I don't got to go to the post
You don't have
office.
to. You can sit right here with your Wi-Fi.
I don't got to do all that.
You ain't got to do none of that. You can do that. You good.
Hands cramping up 3
Nope.
o'clock in the morning.
You ain't got to lick no stamps.
Nothing. Batty gonna take care of that.
Because you
for
probably
me.
don't like licking stamps. either, do you?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Batty gonna take care
Batty
of it.
gonna take care of me.
He gonna take care of it.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
So now you can choose that, or you can print yourself. So if you want to print yourself, all you gotta do is just hit generate letters, and it's gonna tell you that you're gonna use an attack. You hit proceed, and then the software is essentially just gonna work. It's going to work. So as we're talking, the software right now is working, and it is literally generating and putting together letters. Whether they're going to go to trans.
So I don't have to go letter by letter and circle and accuracy. The software doing that for me.
It was already done for you. You see how fast I just did that?
Crazy.
But we just had a little conversation just now. It's done.
10 seconds.
Maybe like 7, 8.
Right. So if I pull this up, this was just done right here while we were talking, and I didn't. Now, did I put these letters together?
I just saw a couple clicks.
JD, did I do these letters? I ain't do it, did I?
Yeah.
Is it?
A couple little
Darius,
clicks.
did I do anything?
Nope.
All right, look. So look, right here we got experience, go into experience, 2 Equifax, 2 trans. So if I open this up, because this is a test anyway, it don't matter. This is what a Metro 2 compliant letter look like. This is 13 pages. So remember, we're gonna do double-sided, black ink only. We ain't got to do no color. We don't want to tell you. We don't want to waste no money. And this is what it looks like.
Wow.
Crazy.
So look at this. Look at the counts. Look at how it's organized. It's neat. And what you got to understand is that with this software, we have a variant of FCRA. So we got a slight little consumer loan here as well. We got a taste of that.
Beautiful.
And we also got a taste of factory disputing as well.
And the software does all of that. I don't have to go in here and it's 4 a.m. I'm over here writing it.
No.
None of those things.
Nope. That was the first one to experience. This was the second one to experience. This 8 pages. I just want to so y'all can kind of, get a glimpse of it and see. So this will be the second envelope we'll put them in. This will be the third envelope that we're gonna send off to Equifax. This is 13 pages, right? And then even inside of here, and I don't know if the demo has it, but I'll scroll down to see if it got down on this demo. But when you upload somebody's ID, social security card, and proof of residency, that shows down at the bottom as well. See what I'm saying? Like you don't have to do that either.
Right.
So like I was the person. This is another reason why I wanted to create this software. I was the person who sat around and who essentially went through the process of writing letters, stand up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, my eyes burning, I'm beating myself to death, struggling to get results. Just factual dispute wasn't factually disputed for me. Now it's nothing against it because I do truly believe that it does work. I know a lot of people that still uses it. But majority of the people that I know who know me have transitioned over to Metro 2 because it's just an easier, more convenient, faster way in order to actually get results. Wow. Yep. And so I'm just loving the impact that it's having on, I'm not even going to just say the culture because it don't matter your race, color, creed, ethnicity. I've seen everybody inside of this community using this software, man, and they're changing their lives. Like I got a young lady who was homeless. And she went from homeless to buying her kids their very first home. She's got a car. She's got a job now. She's got $100,000 in credit. She was drowning in student loans. I mean, and it's people that, would do anything for me just based upon the impact that I've been able to have for them. And so I love the position that I'm in. Like we had a young lady who came through our program, got credit repair, got access to funding. She just bought a Lamborghini, man.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like we talking about
crazy.
people really... We talking about real people in real time doing real things, man. And so it's just beautiful what God has been able to allow me to do and the impact that I've been able to have on the community.
It's all through the software.
Yeah, all through the software, yeah.
Great. Insane. And where is the website that they're able to now go ahead and find the software? That's MC.
Yeah, so here's something else beautiful that I have for your viewers as well. So everybody who wants to access the software, you can go to metro2phenom.com. And so essentially a gift that I have for all your viewers is anybody who is watching this episode, if they go to metro2phenom.com, they'll see if they register and they create an account. Once they subscribe, I'm going to give them all 4 of my ebooks.
Straight up like that.
Straight up like that.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So once they register by clicking this link on the Marvin French Wash Show, right? It's just because it's you. It's because it's you.
You understand?
It's because it's you.
Then they're
it's
going to
it's
go
you.
ahead and get access to it.
They're going to get the Metro 2 ebook, which shows them how to, organize their personal credit profile, how they can get approved for anything, never deny for nothing. They're going to teach them what Metro 2 is. They're going to get my quick credit reference guide, which is essentially a guide to help them learn how to establish their business and build business credit.
Come on now.
They're going to get the manufacturer spending ebook, which show them how to legally and properly liquidate credit cards to get cash back and reward points. And then they're also going to get my bank funding list, which helped me get access to over $1.4 million in credit and personal and business credit.
Crazy.
So once they register and they actually subscribe to the software, they're going to get an email, and inside of the email there's going to be a link for them making a payment as a subscriber, and there's going to be a link they're going to get access to all 4 of these books. So that's just for your viewers, bro. I got you.
I love it. I appreciate it, family. Listen.
Yep.
phenomenal software, no pun intended. You understand?
I appreciate you.
Beautiful walkthrough. But watch this, right? You said something just now, made my ears perk up.
Talk to me.
When we talked about the ebooks, you mentioned you said something about business credit.
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is me talking to you.
Okay, talk to me.
They said, and I'm not gonna say who they is. It's only really a couple, like a handful of people that really do business funding.
Yep. Yeah.
And one of them is sitting here right now, and I know there he's hot. He's ready to go. He's ready to give away all the game. Sitting there, he's stewing. You understand? Ready to cook. You good? You
Yes,
here? You
sir.
stewing?
We ready.
So look, watch this, right? Dion, you just gave us the step-by-step walkthrough of if your credit is not where it needs to be, go ahead, use the software, get it cleaned up. We good. We're cooking now, right?
Yeah.
But what's the purpose of credit? Credit is a tool that we can now use as leverage to do things like get a house, get a car, but in our case, as entrepreneurs, get access to funding.
Absolutely.
So Darius, watch this. Dion gave us the play-by-play. Our credit is good now. We where we need to be. Now it's like, what do we do next? Let's go get some funding, man. Let's go ahead and get the bag so we can flip it and get cash flow to go ahead and get the Lamborghini and get all these different things that are out there. If I'm looking to get business funding now that I've gone through the software and got my credit report clean, what's the first step that I need to go ahead and take to start getting access to capital for my company?
So your credit's already clean.
Credit clean.
It's built out.
Beautiful.
All right. So if your credit's already built out, it's pretty simple, right? What we want to do is, again, I'm big on just leveraging, first of all, 0% interest funding, because whether you're a new entrepreneur or you're a seasoned entrepreneur, it's all about, okay, how can I create the most leverage, right? So having a time period where you don't have to pay any interest, it allows you more freedom, right? So for example, the reason I teach business funding is because it literally changed my life, right? I failed numerous businesses trying, and I thought that it was me as an entrepreneur for a slight sec. But what I realized was it wasn't me that I was a bad entrepreneur, is that I didn't have enough leverage. I couldn't get coached. I couldn't learn new skills. I couldn't actually have a marketing budget, because where we're from, a lot of people were like, man, yeah, I just need my people to support me. That's not how you properly grow a business, right? So business funding allows you to do all the things that you think in your head, bring them to actual light, right? So first thing I would do is I would tell you to go find some 0% interest funding, and I'm specifically big on credit card stacking. So for example, you're out there, you're looking, right? What you can do is you can go find a lender that's going to pull from like a TransUnion, maybe like a GM Marcus card, right? They might give you anywhere from 10 all the way up to 40,000. And most people don't understand that even if you're a brand new business owner, no business revenue coming in, you qualify for this type of funding, right? Like we just had a girl in my program. She just got approved for $25,000 from Chase, and she couldn't believe it was real. She put in the group chat, oh my God, I just got funded. Is this real? Like she couldn't even fathom it, because as a brand new business owner, most of us, we weren't taught financial literacy. So we're under the impression that there's no way you got to be in business 4 years. You got to have business docs coming in. No, they're not asking you for any documentation. If you went to a Dion and you got your credit right, and now you've built out that profile, and as long as your business is structured away, you can do that. So we might hit up like a GM Marcus who's going to pull from a TransUnion. Then we might go to like a Truist Bank that's going to pull from an Equifax, right? Then we might hit up a Chase that's going to pull from Experian. And what happens is the credit bureaus are only pulling typically, the lenders are typically only pulling from one credit bureau. So with that being said, we've been able to go now get 3 business credit cards, right? Which for an average person, let's say you only got $10,000 each on those limits. The average person don't have $30,000 saved. So that's a game changer. You want to talk about the average American doesn't have $1,000 literally put up for a rainy day. So when you're talking about being able to go out and get access to this funding, it's like most people can't even fathom the thought of that, right? So that's the first step you would do. If you're a business owner that you've been in business for 2 years or more and your personal credit is already in order, we can go check out some lines of credit. All right. Most business lines of credit, they're going to require 2 years, but there actually are some that will allow you to go out and get lines of credit, even if your business is under 1 year. For example, like a Wells Fargo, right? Now, what I tell people is this, right? Understanding the difference between business credit cards and lines of credit, because everyone doesn't understand the difference. When you get a credit card, right, most purchases you can make, but there are certain purchases you are going to have to liquidate those credit cards. And there's a lot of strategies like Amelio or Plastique where you can liquidate. But if you want liquid cash, pretty much, a business line of credit, what happens is once you get approved, they drop that money in an account, and you're able to move the money from your business line of credit until your business checking account, right? So imagine you having cash where you don't have to go out and spend the time liquidating. And the great thing about that is you only get interest accrued on the money that you use. So if you get approved for a $20,000 business line of credit and you're only using 10,000 of it, you're only getting interest accrued on that 10,000 that you're using. So this is how you get in those great positions where you can go out and now you can get mentorship, because we're in the same boat. We got where we're at because we learned information and
Right.
we executed at a super high level.
Right.
Then I get people who got bad credit, but they're like, is there anything I could do? Right. So for those people, if you're someone out there, maybe your credit isn't in position yet. If you have business revenue coming in, you're an established business owner and you've been in business typically for at least a year. Then we go to something called alternative lenders, right? So something like a On Deck, right? People could check out an On Deck or a Blue Vine. So typically they're going to plug in through something called like a Plaid, where they're connected to your business bank account. They're going to make sure that you just have some business revenue coming in. That could be average of anywhere from like $3,000 to $5,000 minimum. And they're going to base your approval amounts based on the business revenue and the time in the business.
I told you he was stewing. I told you.
No,
he was right.
yeah, I knew he was right.
I knew he was hot.
That was
I knew he
some
was
light-
hot.
that's some light
No. Oh, so can we go even
We
deeper?
can do whatever.
All right, let's break it down.
Can I say something real
Go
quick?
ahead. Go ahead.
Like this is what I love about having conversations like this, and like what he said. He just actually said a lot. I don't know how much they really caught.
Come on now.
But I know that when I got started on my journey of entrepreneurship, one thing that helped me was having credit. Like it wasn't no cash. Like they say cash is king. Nah, credit is king.
Right.
Cash is queen. We got to understand that we got to put ourselves in a position to win by actually being able to leverage the credit that we do have. Like I remember 2 years ago paying a real mentor over $50,000. It didn't come out of my pocket. I liquidated my credit card to do that.
Right.
And so had I not had access to capital, then I wouldn't be sitting here today talking and being the man that I am today. I'm not even joking. Like, and when I started my entrepreneur journey, like this was in 2016 when I first went full time. I only had $40,000 in credit. I said, well, if an average American can make out $40,000 a year, I can make this $40,000 in credit work. So what he's saying is real, man. I just had to second it because I'm a living example of credit changed my life.
Right.
Shit.
I love it.
I remember our first time I got approved for a credit card. I was online. And so someone who they had these master classes, how to get your first 10,000, and it was like I had to build the credit. Went out, got my first credit card. Took that credit card, paid a coach to show me how to start making money. 9 months later, I then was able to move out, go to Atlanta, now in Atlanta, and just been able to build. So like if someone's out there, I would tell you that the most important skill is financial literacy. Like everyone wants to be, I want to get money, I want to be rich.
Right.
How can you want to be rich? How can you want money, but you don't learn about money? So I say the most important skill any individual can learn, whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, current entrepreneur, you need to learn the way money works, right?
Let's break down what you just said a little bit before. You said that was light. You understand? I want to unpack that because you said a lot just now. You understand? You said a lot just now.
Absolutely.
You talked about a method of going out getting funding called credit stacking. If I'm not mistaken, another a way that they word that is essentially like funding sequences.
Yes.
Right. Let's dive a little bit more into that because I really want to free the people on this episode. I don't know about y'all. I want to give away so much value on this episode. Somebody walk away crying.
Let's do it.
Come
They
on.
feel guilty that that they got this for free. You understand?
Yep.
When we talk about credit stacking, we talk about funding sequences. Can you talk to the people about why can't I just go to 3, 4, 5 banks that all pull from TransUnion, 4, 5, 6 banks that pull from Experian, right?
Yep.
Why do I got to choose one bank that pulls from this bureau and another bank that pulls from this bureau and another bank that pulls from this bureau? What is the strategy behind that as to why you do it?
So the strategy, I'm glad you asked it. So the strategy behind it is we want to maximize funding and minimize inquiries, right? This puts us in the best position to go out and get large amounts. So for example, when you go to one lender that's going to pull from Experian, then one that's going to pull from Equifax, and one that's going to pull from TransUnion, what it does is because it's reporting to each bureau as one inquiry, now we can go out and do the same thing. So I just gave you how we can go out and get 3 cars, 1 inquiry. We can repeat that process 3 to 4 times, or technically what it is once you see your limits start dropping, then you can call and ask, hey, why are my limits starting to drop? And what they will literally tell you is, we see that you have a new bunch of credit cards. At that point, most people don't know that you can remove inquiries that are on the business side, whether approved or not. Right? When it comes to personal funding, we do not ever remove inquiries on open accounts. Right? When it comes to the business, we can, because by law, anything that's on the business side should not be reporting to your personal credit unless you default, which, if you're listening, we're responsible entrepreneurs. We're not defaulting.
Fact.
So because we know this, we went out, let's say on round 1, we just got 9 credit cards. Okay, let's say we only average 10,000 in credit card. You're
Still
looking at 90,000 in funding. I just taught you that we can remove the inquiries, then we can go out and get more funding for our business. This is called creating the maximum amount of leverage, right? You're going to have problems in life, but money should never be one after learning this.
Come on now. Let's dive a little bit deeper into that. You talked about funding sequences. You talked about credit stacking. I know, you know, Dion knows, not all banks are created equal. If it's okay with you, and it's only if it's okay with you. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Come on, man.
I don't want to be disrespectful.
Come on, man.
Can we talk about bank tiers? Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I want to make sure it's
Let's
okay
get
with
to
you.
it.
Let's talk about bank tiers because I know that in the funding space there are 4 tiers of banks, right? When we go to a tier 4 bank, it is not the same as when we go to a tier 1 or a
Facts.
tier 2. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
38%. That's the amount of entrepreneurs that are struggling to get their business funded because their personal credit isn't where it needs to be. Now, you can look into alternatives like corporate credit cards and vendor accounts, but the truth is the easiest way to get access to 5 to 6 figures in funding is to have good personal credit. As an entrepreneur, the stress of trying to build a successful business is already enough as is. So why work harder than you need to when you can simplify the funding process by getting your credit restored? My company, Takeoff Financial, has served hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you by helping them avoid the pain of getting denied for business funding by restoring their personal credit, and we want you to be the next one. So click the link above or below this video to secure your free consultation, and let's put you in position to get you funding that your business needs.
So you got your tier 1s. Those are your main banks. You talk about your BOAs, your Chases, right? These are the national banks. They're usually in all states. And then you have, you know, your lower tier banks. Lowest tier banks might be like, you know, your credit unions, your local community banks. The reason that these are important to understand your tiers is because when you're going for business funding, we talk about comparable credit. If you currently only have, let's say you got a couple $10,000 credit card limits, but they're from like maybe a PSECU or a DCU, that's not looked at the same as a higher tier like a BOA, a Chase, because they're looking at these are the main lenders. So even though you have those 10,000s over the credit unions, in the eyes of the lenders that you're looking to get these new limits for, it's not in the same comparison as the tier 1s.
Now, one thing Dion said with his software is the beautiful thing about his software is you can not only take it to restore your own credit, but the software is structured in a way to where you can leverage it to now create your own credit restoration company, your own credit enhancement company, and make money to where the software is paying you more than whatever you're investing into it, right?
Yep.
Darius Benders just taught me what bank tiers are, what are funding sequences, what banks can I go to? How can I now monetize this knowledge to where not only am I funding myself, I can go out and create a funding company. I want to get to this bag. Talk to me.
Absolutely. Easy. So I say this is the only business that I can think of where with 10 clients a year, you can make 6 figures.
Come on now.
So 1 client a month, it's a 6-figure year, right? So the way it works is I just taught you the skill of how to find banks, where they're pulling from. Once we understand personal profile, which Dion told you how to and get that in the 700 club, now we can turn around, right? We can put contracts, we can put structure behind it, and we can start with a funding company. The way we get paid as a funding company is we get 10% commission. So the great thing about the company is when we sell is $0 up front. You take, as the person who you're selling to, they take no risk, right? So we're applying. We can start with that sequence I told you. Let's say we go out, we get someone only $50,000. That's a $5K payout, right? So the way it works is we have someone send us their onboarding. We have an onboarding process. They will send us their personal profile. They can send you their login to Free My Score Now and Experion, something where you can look at their profile. If they have those data points that they need and they're in position, we can now go with our sequence. We can go bank after bank. What we do is we communicate with that customer throughout the whole process. Typically, this can be anywhere from a 3-day to a 10-day process. If we do have to remove inquiries or whatever, it can go a little longer. Typically, 17 days is the longest it's going to take. Easiest way to go out and make 6 figures this year.
What's crazy is if you're really paying attention, I could get somebody that has bad credit, use the software, go ahead and get their credit right.
Yep.
That's a bag. Well, I just got your credit right.
That's it.
What you want to do with it? Well, I want to go ahead and get funded, Marvin. All right, bet. Well, Darius just taught me. I can go ahead and get funded for him. That's another bag.
That's it.
So essentially, we have 2 6-figure businesses by themselves that we can now merge together. So we don't just have a credit enhancement company. We have a company that's walking you through step by step. We go ahead and repair your credit and now put you in position to go and get the funding you need to scale your business.
Absolutely.
Silly. Crazy. And what's even crazy in that is now I can go ahead and put a mentorship in place to where since I know how to do funding and I know how to restore your credit, and if you want to learn how to do the same, I can go get another bag. Teach, bro. I'll break this mic right now. I'll break this.
And we call that credit to cash.
And we call
that's credit to cash.
Listen,
Credit to cash.
that is okay.
Can I say something on that topic?
Talk.
Because I hear a lot of people when you think about like going through funding, people are like, well, how is it that you are going to charge somebody for something that they already qualify for? How is it that a realtor charge us to sell us a house that we qualify for?
So good.
Come on.
So good.
Come on now.
And the
I'm
piggyback.
gonna just leave it there because
Yeah.
I don't gotta say no more.
You're right.
Because if I knew what I was doing,
I would've
although I
already
got
done
good
it.
credit, I'd go buy my own house.
That's it.
I don't feel confident.
That's
I don't
it.
know what I'm doing. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to start. I'm lost.
We just had a girl. She was like, "Well, why would I pay you to do my funding? I already got a 785." Cool. She said, "Yeah, I want the Chase play. Can I talk to you?" I said, "No, that's not how it works."
Yeah.
So she applied on her own. She got 5,000.
Nah.
5,000.
Nah.
Yeah.
I told her. She said she didn't
Painful.
understand why with a 785 it doesn't make sense. She came. I said I can get you the other Chase card. Give it 60 days. I swear we turned around 63 days later. I have a relationship banker. We understand applications. We understand what we're looking for. Turn around, got a $55,000. That is the difference. The credit score didn't change. It actually dropped a little bit because new account.
People think that they saving money by not spending money,
It's costing you.
but it's really costing you. You ain't saving the money.
Come on now. A wise man once told me there's a very big difference between price and cost. See, price is what you pay. Cost is what you're paying for not having access to
Come
the
on.
information,
Talk
to
to me.
the relationship.
Yes,
People
absolutely.
want to pay attention to, well, why would I pay you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 for you to teach me how to make six figures? Well, because every single month that you don't have access to this information,
you.
it's not cost you the 3 bands you about to pay me. It's cost you the $10,000 to $20,000 a month that I could be teaching you how to make it your business.
Facts.
What-
You're not lying.
I'm getting hot. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting hot. Okay, and now to dive deeper into the funding, one thing you also talked about as well, which is huge in funding, is relationships, right? We're not just walking in these banks. Hey, can I get 100,000? All right, cool, sign paper here, and that's it, right? There's a lot more that goes into it. Can you talk about why is it so important to form relationships with these banks, and how do we go about forming these relationships, right?
Absolutely.
So we can go out and get to this bag.
It's about building a rapport, right? The same way if I just met you today and I was like, "Hey, Marvin, I seen you on YouTube or whatever. Can I borrow like $10,000?" What you gonna say?
I'm gonna hit you with a Stone Cold Stunner.
You gonna say hell no, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same way with these lenders. I tell people think just how we operate, right? So the way you want to build this relationship is go actually in the branch, right? Open up an actual business account, drop some money in that account. It don't have to be a lot. I tell you, if you don't have a lot of money right now, that's fine. Go drop $50 in the account. Obviously, the more the merrier, because it just shows that it at least appears as if you have more cash flow coming in. Drop as much as you can, whatever you feel comfortable with. The way you can further enhance this relationship is go do that every week. Go on a Friday, drop some money in that account, right? And I would say at least for 4 weeks do that. So I say 30 days. And then on that 31st day, if your credit's already in order, your business is already structured, then I would apply for that product, right? And the great thing is like, literally, I remember when I first started, like DCU was the first place I got funded from. I got so cool with my bank rep. Her name was Shauna. I started bringing her coffee. She looked out for me. I'm not saying you have to do this, but what I'm saying is when you build that rapport with that banker, they're gonna look out for you. They're gonna tell you those things you can and cannot do, even without you asking. Most people are scared to ask lenders questions. Understand, because we're taught to think that, oh, it's us against the bank. They're for you. They're gonna tell you what you can, what you cannot do.
Facts.
Right? So that's the benefit, and that's how you go out and build a relationship with a bank, so you can maximize on those limits.
What's crazy is y'all done gave a lot of game on this episode. And we only been sitting here for an hour.
Yeah, we ain't even.
Has it been an hour?
It feels like it's really been like 5-10 minutes, but it's looking like
no,
that.
we really been an hour. That's
Now,
so damn wow.
What's crazy is you mean to tell me, and walk with me.
I thought we were just getting started.
That's what I'm saying. You mean to tell me that what we talked about here is literally nothing compared to what's going to be on this challenge.
Nah, this ain't
Nothing.
And in the challenge, not only am I getting you, I'm not getting you for 1 day, not 2 days. I'm basically getting you for an entire week, 5 days.
5 days.
And it's just game on top of game on top of game on top of game.
And the only way somebody would not come and spend these 5 days with us is they can't like money.
They hate money. I would say.
Do you hate money?
Yeah,
Yeah, you hate money.
literally.
Listen, I know we got to get y'all out of here. I know we do. I can't keep y'all long. I can't keep y'all long.
Maybe we could do a part 2 or something. Martin.
We just might have to, ladies and gentlemen. We just might have to. I know I can't keep y'all long. So we can close this thing out. Once again, let the people know. Talk to the people about this 5-day challenge you guys have coming out, and let's close this thing out strong.
I'll kick us off, man. Before I get into the 5-day, man, real quick, I just want to tell anybody that don't be afraid to get started. I think a lot of people beat themselves, or they feel like they don't have enough information, they don't have enough knowledge, they don't have enough money. I'm just going to tell you to start where you are. You don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to get started to become great.
Yep.
And so just go ahead and do it. Do it afraid. Do it scared. Just do it. You cannot get to the next version of yourself by operating in the same version you are right now. It's not going to work. Old keys don't open new doors, family.
Ooh.
So I got to tell y'all that. Real quick, from the software perspective, my software is for anybody who wants to not have to pay somebody else $1,000 in order to repair and enhance their credit, you can do it yourself for as little as $147 a month. So get started on that. It's also for the person who wants to start a credit repair organization while working a job and make some part-time income. Get started from that perspective. And if you're running a CRO and you're struggling, trying to put together letters, and you want to spend more time with your family and make more money to charge what you're worth, get started with that software. Come spend 5 days with me and Darius. We're going to show you not only what Metro 2 is, educate you on that. We're going to go deeper into that. We're going to make sure we break this thing all the way down like a shotgun, answer questions. We are also going to show you the funding plays. So if y'all click that link, y'all going to register to get your VIP ticket, because VIP stands for very important people. And the very important people who go VIP, you're going to spend an extra hour with us every single day. So not only going to spend 5 days with us to get the information, every single day, all the VIP people, they're going to be able to spend an extra hour with us, ask us any question they got on personal credit and business credit and funding.
I love it.
We're going to break it all the way down.
I love it, yo. And what's the name? The website, once again, is
credit2cashplay.com.
I'm going to leave that in the link of the description. Listen, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. Darius, I don't know if you have anything you want to add on your end.
I got a question. We getting them funded live?
And on the 5 days?
On 5 days.
Absolutely, yeah.
Listen, if if y'all
Wait, you're doing funding in real time?
in
on the channel.
real time.
So you're not going to give them the plan and be like, I go
no,
do it on your
in real time.
I throw this water
No,
bottle.
we're gonna hold their hand.
We're gonna walk you
I
through
throw
the
this water
like
bottle.
share screen, walk you through.
I throw this water bottle.
Like I said, the only way you wouldn't come is if you literally hate money. Make sure y'all get in the room. Beat me there, don't meet me there.
So this is for good credit, no
Bad
credit,
bad
bad
credit.
credit. Just anything credit. Just come get in the room. We're gonna show you how to turn that credit into cash.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Phenomenal Power, a.k.a. Dion Coopwood, my guy Darius Benders, I appreciate y'all greatly. This was another one of them ones, man. I appreciate y'all immensely,
Absolutely.
and I'm looking forward to the people getting this value. And I appreciate every single one of y'all watching at home. What are you doing? If you haven't already, take a second, take a minute, take an hour out of your day right here, right now. Just go ahead, slap that like button, and show this episode some love. As always, Marvin Francois, Darius Benders, my guy Dion Coopwood. Y'all have been good. We've been great. This has been amazing. Thank you, and God bless. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.